don't touch that mouse. Look, just listen to a few minutes of this, okay? Before you start trying to do any accelerators, please, please, just relax. So presumably you've removed something and you're in the calm, clear place, because you don't do accelerators unless that's happened, okay? So you have skill 1, which is the actual doing of it, and then the accelerator. But see, the reason I said to listen a minute, it's possible, well, long and bitter experience has shown us that people who don't do accelerators don't continue to cure things, even if they succeed at the beginning. So this is a pretty important thing to understand, okay? That actually this is about accelerators. That's what it is to follow the thread. The accelerator, the activity of doing the accelerator, is following the thread, to the negative medical test, and also beyond the negative medical test to the place where you never get another positive medical test for anything again. Because, I have talked to people who cured, Bill Pelly, okay? Lethal disease, hepatitis B. And, a scant 6 months later, after he got his negative medical test, came to my house for a dinner party, walked in red as a beet, he had the flu. Well, Bill, why didn't you cure it? Well, gee, I didn't think of it. Why didn't you cure it in the car on the way over? Gee, I didn't think of it. And then Phoebe Turner came running over to me, and she says, send Bill home, he's got the flu. And I said, Phoebe, and this is 1996, okay? Or maybe early 97, I don't remember. But, I said, Phoebe, you cured epilepsy. you don't get the flu. She said, well, he shouldn't be here. He's going to infect people. I said, who is he going to infect? Everybody here knows how to cure things. What's your problem, But still, it was really annoying. So I went back into the kitchen. I was making a raw fish dinner. I'm an amateur chef. And I basically only cook Oriental food. And so I said, okay, I said to Bill, okay, look, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to cut that mackerel. I'm going to fillet that mackerel. And when I turn back, you're not going to have the flu anymore. And you know what? It actually worked. I shamed him into it. That's what you have to do with people. You have to shame them into it. I turned around, and his face was normal. His normal color was back. And Phoebe was happy, and he didn't have the flu anymore. He never got the flu or whatever. I called him the next day to check on him, and he didn't have the flu. So good for him. So this is what you see. I saw this. This was right in front of my nose from the very beginning, but I didn't let it in until about just probably a few days ago. And it was actually when I discovered that I had to change the accelerator, because the accelerator didn't used to look like it looks now. The accelerator, right now, if you're still looking at the page, like my movie is playing and you're looking at the accelerator page, which is fine, that's what you're supposed to be doing. It has 2 parts, okay? And, your first part is, okay, well, let's backtrack a little bit, okay? Before the accelerator, you've done something for yourself. And you got yourself to a place that we call the Big Bang. Okay, and the big, you know how you remove things and you do curative actions, and you feel better. You go to a calm, clear place, you feel good. But every so often, let me give you a concrete example from my own life. I removed, it was probably 1997. I removed a fungus from my gravitational body. I was driving in the car. I'd been shopping for produce. I said I'm an amateur chef, right? So I had a car full of cases of produce. You know, I used to give dinner parties and stuff. I had a bunch of people I was feeding. I had a walk-in refrigerator in my house. It was, we had a mansion in a park in Philadelphia back then before we moved to Florida. The park was called the Arboretum. And so I would drive through these neighborhoods. I mean, this was in the snow. The roads were sheets of ice, and I'm driving along at a snail's pace, removing things. You know, that's what I would do to amuse myself. And listen to my Tony Robbins audios. I love him. But anyway, he doesn't, or I mean, maybe I've reached him and he teaches removal now, but he wasn't at the time. So anyway, at this viewing, he still doesn't teach removal. So I was removing things, and I hit this fungus in my gravitational body and removed it. And we all know this place. When you do this for a little while, even an hour, you can hit this. You know, even you hear this on the Cure Show. It happens all the time. Most Cure shows, the person gets to this big bang, where they just suddenly they're like, it's the calm, clear thud. You know, the calm, clear place where you're just there.